keep going. Sin for sale. Get your sin here. Sin for sale. Blasphemy for sale. Gambling, porn, addiction of all types. Get your sin here. Self-pity, depression, gluttony, lust, greed. Sin for sale. Get your sin here. Only a broken chains church, right? Idolatry. Get in here. Witchcraft. Get your sin here. Nobody wants any sin?
How much?
Somebody wants to know how much. How about death? Isn't that what sin costs us? Death? Man? Hey, fool, I'm going to shut this thing off because it's going to drive me crazy. Sin for sale. Anybody want to act?
Yeah.
Okay, this week that's all I've thought about is sin.
It's good.
Last night, some of you rent movies all the time. I'm not telling you what to rent and what not to rent. We've discussed this before. But I thought, it would be a really cool night on a Saturday night to spend some time with your kids. And the movie I'm going to mention, it might not be something for you, but for me it was ridiculous. I rented a movie on pay-per-view and I thought, we'll just sit around and watch it. It looks really funny. I'm not even going to tell you what it is because it doesn't matter. We started watching the movie. Hit play. F word. First 10 seconds of the movie was mentioned 3 times. I'm like, are you serious? That started it off. I went up to Fenway Park a couple months back when we were in Boston. And I watched these kids in the front row. And I got 4 kids and we were at Fenway Park. And I watched these kids a little bit down below me. And the parents were shelling out the money like crazy. I couldn't believe it. I was like unreal. If I had 4 kids here, I don't have that kind of money. But I began to think about the guys going through during the game and they're yelling out, peanuts, Cracker Jack. Get your fudge on a stick. And I'm thinking, oh, that's true. That's a true story. And I'm laughing my head off. I'm like, fudge on a stick. And I begin to watch people this week. How caught up we are in sin. I mean, you don't have to. You don't have to go anywhere other than the Woodland Mall to see sin. You can go to church and see sin. Man, walk in the front doors of a church sometime. That effing guy cut me off before I got on the turnpike. I barely made it here this morning. Did you see that, Ethel? Yeah. But I began to, I'm making you laugh at the same time I'm making you think, right? Some of us get on our cell phones and every other word that comes out of our mouth is not a Christian word. The things we watch on television, and I even go this far. You don't need to watch pay-per-view. Watch the commercials that are on in between the TV shows. And for some of you guys, and for some of you girls, I don't know. I'm not a girl. But for some of you guys, know exactly what I'm saying. Amen? Amen. I'm not going to mention what commercials. It doesn't really matter. But what's it say in the Bible? If it's causing you to sin, to what?
Pluck out your eye.
Poke your eye out. We'd be walking around. Oh, we'd be walking around blind, bumping into walls. We wouldn't have any legs or arms. We'd be hopping around. Because why? Because if it causes us to sin, we're supposed to cut it off, flee from it. Thank God Jesus Christ died to cover our sin. So nobody wants to sin?
No.
Why? I've got enough of my own, Pastor. I don't need to buy anymore. I sin every day right before church. Turn on your televisions. You watch things you shouldn't be watching. Listen to your radio. You're listening to things you shouldn't be listening to. Turn on 104.7 and you hear a really cool song from like 1980 and you're like rocking out. The next commercial you hear is from Deja Vu. Okay, I'm the only pastor that wants to talk about this, but I'm being honest with you. You're driving down the road and you're jamming out to Sweet Home Alabama or something. Rock You Like a Hurricane. And you're jamming out, and the next thing you know is, I can't remember what this stupid thing says, and if you know it, I don't want to hear that you know. The first thing I do, and it's the first thing all of us should be doing, because we're all believers and we're all totally sanctified and we rule in Jesus Christ and we got our lives all right on. Rock on, dude! Jesus rocks! I'm a freak for Jesus! I'm a Messiah's misfit! I worship the Lord every time I'm awake. I don't get up till noon. If you're with me, just raise your hand. I understand, P-Bob. I'm there. I get it. I went through and I called up Edie today and I said, I'm running behind on this message. I said, I need to know how many times sin is mentioned in the Bible. Anybody got a guess?
1,000.
If you come close, I'm going to point at you to stand up. No, lower. Stand up. Lower. How many? Higher. Somebody new, give me a guess.
2,000.
375. 365.
Higher.
Naman.
450. 425.
Lower than 500.
313.
Now, somebody give it to somebody new, Jeff. 4 what?
430.
Higher.
460.
Up a little bit. About there. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
465.
Where's the price is right?
68. 468. New Living Translation. New Living Translation. For some of you who don't like that version, that's okay. That's the one I read. New Living Translation. 468 times. It says in there about sin. What's it tell you to do in there? Most of the time. Run! As fast as you can! Go to the Y and work out so your legs are prepared! Run as fast as you can! I'm not kidding! New Living Translation. New International Version, I'm sorry. 433 times. 433 times. I would think it would be more in some cases. Some of us sin just to sin. I know my God will get it. He loves me. P-Bob has told me that he loves us no matter what. So it gives me permission to go out and sin and do whatever I want to do. And God's just going to love me. And when I stand in front of him, he's going to go, oh, thank you. You're finally here in my presence. Really? What are we supposed to do? We're supposed to flee from it.